Vibrational essence of desire. Well, what is the vibrational essence of desire? It's really the emotional essence of the desire, meaning how does it feel when you think about your desire? And it is a desire, if it's, well, a natural desire is one that feels good emotionally. You want it because it feels good emotionally. So that's the vibrational essence of it. So when you think about a desire, that's where you want your mind to be. You don't want it to be wondering if you can have it or don't, or it's going to be hard to get, or any of that stuff, because that's not going to be positive emotion. That's going to be negative emotion. And of course, that vibration doesn't match. So you're not going to receive the path to it. So anytime the thoughts of things that you want come to your mind, whether you bring them in or they flow in naturally because they're vibrational realities, right? Part of your total reality, that part that is on the way to manifesting now. They're done. It's yours for sure. And when you feel the emotional essence of them, then you are allowing them to come into your life, to flow into your experience. Now, you do want to keep positive focus through your day because the path to the desire is also high vibration, which requires positive emotion, and that allows you to receive. But for sure, I'm going to focus here on the vibration of the desire, because a lot of times when we don't know the creative process and we had nothing growing up that caused us to believe in having what we want, then a lot of times when we have something, we're thinking it's out of reach, it's too hard, whether we're good enough to have it, whether we have the qualifications to get it, whatever. There's a number of thoughts that will come to us about why we can't have what we want. And we want to get away from that kind of thinking, because that low vibration won't allow us to receive it. So we want to start to tell the story you want to have in your physical life. So tell the story you want to have in your physical life, and in a way you feel it now, and you want to stop telling the story of the way it is that you don't like. Because when you tell a story of the way it is you don't like, then you're going to feel that story, and that is going to cause the thing to continue to manifest in the way it is. And you don't want that. You want it to manifest differently. So you want to tell the story. And we have the power to do that. We can talk about the thing that we want in an emotional way, because it's vibrationally present, so we can feel the emotional presence of it. And as we do, we're a vibrational match, and then we can receive the path to it along with those good feeling thoughts in our daily life. The thing is, we get caught telling stories about the way it is. So a lot of times the vibrational essence that we're in is more of the vibrational essence of what we don't like rather than the desire that we want. So some examples of that are, if you have a business and you have employees, is your vibrational essence focused on what they're doing that you don't like? Or are you telling a story about your employees and thinking about them in a way that you have a vibrational essence, in other words, the emotions, of the way you want it to be, the way you want it to manifest differently than what it is now? So the fact is, if you do have an employee experience that is not the way you want it, that means it's a vibrational reality now. That means your inner being has set it up. So as you focus positively on positive aspects of your employees, and you're telling the story about the experience that you want to have with your employees, to the point where you feel the emotional essence of it, you feel it present now, then you can allow that experience to manifest. So we want to stop telling stories about, if we have a business, stop telling stories about the employees that are things that we don't like. Because if we do, we'll continue to meet them there vibrationally. Other things people say, I got a terrible job, or I hate my job. So you can see that that is going to be an emotional essence of that same old job, and it's going to continue to manifest. People will use the expression that's expensive. Now, the vibrational essence of that means is basically lack, is what that is all about. That vibration behind that statement. And so you don't want that story. You don't want to live the story of everything being expensive. You want to live the story of a vibrational essence of abundance and flow and ease. And, you always have what you want. That's the natural way of life for you to have the things that you want, because they're all vibration. And anytime you're positively focused, you're in that emotional, positive energy, and that's the vibration of the things that you want. So they're going to flow to you. It doesn't really matter the cost of anything. It just really doesn't, because if you will match the vibrational essence of the thing you want, it's going to come to you one way or another. So that's a bogus statement to say things are expensive. That doesn't agree with the creative process at all. And that's why it doesn't feel good when you say it. So you want to stop telling that story. Another story people talk about is, I'm always sick. I pick up everything going around. Now that story is going to ensure that continues to be your experience. And you could be lying in bed with an ailment and talk about your body and how good it works, and it serves you well, and it's healthy, and it's strong, and it's flexible, and it's a beautiful working body. And you could be saying that even while you're lying in bed with an ailment. The law of attraction does not know the difference, and your inner being does know that you have that body as a vibrational reality, and you can allow yourself to receive it. And when you talk about it as though you're in it, then you are allowing your vibration to be a match to what you want, and it will manifest that way. Another thing people say, people always expect me to... So if you make that statement, if you have that story, if you say, people always expect me to look after things, to manage things, to make sure everything is taken care of, it always falls on my lap, I always have to take care of everything. So if you're telling that story, guess who shows up in your life? People that expect you to take care of everything. It's only because you're telling the story. It doesn't have to be that way. You can tell a different story about how everybody's cooperative, everybody shares in the work at hand. In fact, you could say people do a lot for me. I've got a lot of very generous people around me. They're always helping me out. You can change the story to whatever you want and feel the emotional essence of it, and then that will be your experience. See, we're the creator of our reality. We can have it any way we want it to be if we'll just tell the story of it in a way that causes us to feel the emotional essence of it. Again, that's the vibration of it. And when we match the vibration, when our story in our mind matches the experience that we want, then it's going to manifest. So, you got it vibrationally. Everything you want, you have it vibrationally. It's a done deal. You want to feel that. You want to feel like that. You want to feel like it's done. And in fact, you really have to feel the realness of it. Emotionally, you can. And when you do, then that's what makes you a vibrational match to it, and then it's going to be on the way to manifesting into your physical experience. So one thing I do with people when I have calls with them, a lot of times I ask them to tell me, a story about what they want. They tell me what they don't want, and that's great, because now we can set up the identification of what is wanted. So we talk about what's wanted, and then I say, okay, put me in that story, whatever that is. Make it sound like and feel like you're actually talking about, you're having that experience now, like it happened today, earlier today, or yesterday. Talk about it in a way that would cause me to actually think it did happen, either earlier today or yesterday. And you could talk about maybe you don't know how to cook, but you could say, oh yeah, I had some people over to my house yesterday and I made this fantastic meal, and it was such fun putting it all together, and everybody really enjoyed it. And you just keep going down that path where you're bringing out the emotional essence of it. Now, if that's a desire you have, you're really going to feel the emotional essence of it. And you could talk about that. You could even make a short statement. You could say, I'm a great cook. Now, you may not even been to cooking school yet, but you just make that your story. I'm a great cook, right? Rather than a story that says, well, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I have time to go to lessons, and I don't know if I can get all the ingredients, or, you're just making up excuses about, from faulty beliefs, of course, why, you can't have that, or it's too much work, or whatever. And you just make a plain statement, I'm a great cook. And then you could add to it, I love the idea of cooking. It feels great. And I always enjoy when I spend time putting meals together. So you can say it any way you want to say it, but you want to conjure up the emotional essence of it. You want to feel the emotional presence of it. And you could do that with, again, your body, with a vacation, a job. You could talk about any experience as though you had it now. And you could do that emotionally. We have the power to do that. And that's a big part of the power of our mind, to put us in the emotional state of the thing that we want. Whether it be something you want to be living as an experience with your employees, or if you're the employee and you want a certain experience with your supervisor, or you want an experience with your partner, or if you want an experience, a financial experience, anything, if you will talk about it in a way that you feel it, then you are a vibrational match to it, and that's what allows it to manifest. And I've mentioned my father in different videos about how he was a natural dreamer, and he would talk about things, and he'd be looking kind of away, and you'd think, well, or I would think, does he have it? Is he looking at it? And I had to go sort of look to see, oh no, it's in his mind. But it was so vivid in his mind. I mean, he was describing it as though, it was there. And that's the kind of conviction we want. Now, if you find that you got beliefs that are opposing you, and you're not getting into the full emotional feeling of it, then you got to get into some deconstruction, a little preamble before you talk about the desire in such a way that you can feel the emotional essence of it. So you got to, if a faulty belief is coming up and telling you you can't have it, or any of that stuff, you just deconstruct that first and do a little reconstruction in the general knowing about how life works, and then you can lead back into a place where now it's yours again, and the faulty belief is just that, a faulty belief, and it's nonsense. And then you can say, oh, and then you can feel. See, then it helps you to feel what you say and believe what you say. And that is the message in this video that I wanted to make sure everybody's clear on, that there's nothing for you to do specifically or think specifically in terms of desires manifesting. It's all about you feeling the emotional essence of them. And again, what allows you to do that is knowing about vibrational reality, that we receive things twice. As we have the desire from the contrast, that means what we want is a vibrational, an unmanifested reality. So vibrational reality is an unmanifested reality. And we want it to be manifest. So that's the second receiving. As we are in the emotional essence of it, we're feeling it. Now we can receive it into the physical world. So we receive it first as a vibrational reality, and then we receive it as a physical reality. But when it's in that vibrational format, we can still feel the emotional essence of it. And that's a real key. And that's where you want to, whenever you're thinking about dreams and desires, and you can make quick statements about something. You could say, I'm healthy. And again, you could be in bed with an ailment. And if you say, I love my healthy body, it works perfect. And you feel the emotional essence of that and it all feels good, then that's fine. But if you have a little pinch about that, you get a little bit of resistance from making that statement, then you go into a little deconstruction and reconstruction so that you come back around and you can make that statement and you feel at ease to make it and it feels real to you. It's got to feel real. And when it does, then you know that you are on the path to receiving it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for today. Thanks for listening in. If you have any questions, leave them on the post and enjoy your day.